Hello, my dear friends of Symphonic Brass Music, and today I want to talk about something that comes across quite some time the last few weeks, days, whatever. I regularly get asked if I offer internships here, and occasionally I do, but I figured out it's not that easy to just come here with no experience whatsoever and learn, because you have to know the craft sort of already to take something with you after a few weeks of being with me in the studio. And so I have to turn down some people that asked me to do an internship here, and we just come to the conclusion, well, it doesn't make sense because the knowledge about all the audio engineering stuff is not there. Starting from not knowing how compressors work to just, doing this stuff for like 2 or 3 years only. So I think they are not ready to gain a lot, because I'm not a school. I do what I do, and if you're an intern, you just work with me and listen and watch, and that's it. You occasionally help me, obviously, but I can't teach all the stuff. This is something I do here on YouTube or over at Patreon in a more closed environment. Maybe that's something for you. There's an advertisement right there. Check out my Patreon. Anyway, and so the people ask me, well, how do I learn all this? What do I have to do to be on that level to get something out of an internship in a studio? Not particularly with me, but with any studio. And I think it's basically time and perseverance and just doing stuff. Basically doing stuff on any level. Basically on the level you are right now. Just do stuff. So if you have a light version of a DAW on your computer, well, just do stuff. Do stuff. There are, if you want to learn how to mix, there are multi-tracks. If you want to start recording, there are audio interfaces and mics pretty cheap. You can start, or you book yourself in the studio and watch. This is how I started. I went into a studio for a session as a musician, thought, well, that's fun, had no idea whatsoever, bought myself an audio interface and just started doing stuff. That was horrible. That was horrible what I did back then, and I have recordings of this stuff, and I'm thinking about doing a reaction video about all these old stuffs I did, but this is not what I want to talk about. So I just started and did stuff, and then later YouTube was the thing. Yes, I'm an old grumpy man. And I started watching YouTube videos, and I asked and I read in forums, so like Gearspace, for example, it's a great place to just ask questions or to read about stuff and to get ideas on how stuff works and whatnot. And there are so many videos about talking how compressors work and how to set up a compressor. And if you start by just clicking through the presets, well, that's fine. That's awesome. That's something I did for years. And then got my head around how I don't need presets anymore. I think there's a video on that channel not that long ago where I said, well, I just use presets for that. Yeah, I don't anymore. Not that much used to. But anyway, so you learn over the time and you figure out, well, this sounds better if I do it like this, and well, this was maybe sort of a mistake or something. And you get better and better and better, and your stuff starts sounding better and better and better just by doing it. Because, and this is coming back to the point where I'm saying, I don't think it's really, really necessary to go on a college or uni for this craft, because a teacher can't tell you how to listen. They can't tell you, they can't teach you that your brain experience the stuff you need to experience to get it to know. Started rambling a bit, but I started skating. My son wanted to have a skateboard, and I thought, well, that sounds like fun. I want to have one my own, and so I started skating. I'm horrible at skating. I can't even stand upright and skate for like 2 meters. I have to learn this. So what I have to do it every day with my son. If it's not raining, we go out and we skate for like an hour, half an hour or something. And I'm just trying to push myself forward and stand on the board. This is all I do currently. No jumps, nothing. I just try to push myself forward and roll for like a meter or something and don't fall on my face. And I have to do this quite a while to get comfortable on the board and then do other stuff. And this is pretty much the same thing in audio engineering. And obviously I watched YouTube videos on how to skate and what's important and where to put my feet and stuff. And how my shoulders should be, and so on and so forth. But that's exactly what there is for audio. You can watch a video about mixing, and you get an idea. Okay, you should put an EQ first, and then compress the vocals, and then put it into reverb as a send. That's the analogy to where to put my feet on the skateboard, and how to angle my shoulders. So, if you got that, you have to do it so many times that you get an idea. I have to get an idea how it feels, how where to put something exactly, and where my balance is, and if I can lean backwards and forwards. This is something I have to experience myself so that my body knows how it feels like, and to replicate it the other day. And it's the same thing with audio. So if I come back to mixing, because that's easy, but the analogy to recording is pretty much the same. So if I EQ a vocal, and well, yeah, EQ it first and then put a compressor on it, and I learned that I need to low cut it and maybe cut out the mids and stuff. So I do this and it sounds okay, and the compressor's doing something. That's fine. And you do it all the time, and over and over and over and over and over again, with new vocals and new stuff, and maybe come across other problems which you might hear, which you might not hear, and then you figure out, oh, that's the way, that's the frequency I need to boost to get the syllables in. If it's a bit mumble, that's the frequency I need to get rid of. It's a bit boomy, and so on and so forth. So you learn this, and it comes natural the next time you do it. So you just need to do it all the time, over and over again, so that it becomes natural. And only that way you will learn the craft of audio engineering, just by putting time into it. Obviously you can force it by just spending 8 hours a day with audio, or you can do it the lazy way, and not the lazy way, but the slow way, by having a job and only doing it in the evenings and the weekends and blah and whatnot. But you will get better over time, and not within a year on a university or something, and definitely not within 2 or 3 weeks spending time with me in the studio. Because I'm doing this for 10 years professional, and I would say for something like 20 years overall. Started recording on tapes, if you call that my start in this industry. I don't know. Anyway, I'm doing this so long that most of the stuff comes second nature. I'm not thinking about what to do. I just do it. But there are still stuff I have to learn, or I want to learn. I get better, and all my mixes progress, I think. That's my personal opinion. And I think I get better and better and better, and faster and faster and faster, and do more stuff, and so on and so forth. So, which is great. So it still takes time, and I will not learn this by watching other people. Obviously, I get new ideas by watching other people. Yes, this is something different. But if my ears are not trained enough, I will not hear it. So this is basically the point where I want to go with this video. So if you want to get new ideas and ask me questions to get inspiration to do it by yourself and get better at mixing, I do live stream mixing occasionally for like an hour, hour and a half, most of the time on the Sunday mornings, like 11 a.m.-ish German, Central European time. So you can watch this, get some ideas on what I do. You can ask questions in the chat and I'll try to address it. And I have sort of one-on-one mix review thingy on Patreon, which I think is pretty helpful because I can get to the level you are. So if you're a really, really beginner, I can talk to you in really beginner terms. And if you are already experienced, I can talk to you in more experienced stuff and talk about more experienced stuff and do stuff, fancy stuff. So you might want to check that out. Anyway, yeah, that's all on Patreon. Link in the description below. The live streams are here, so be sure to subscribe and hit that bell. And let me know your opinion about all this how to learn audio in the comments down below. I will now start mixing and doing stuff. And thanks very, very much for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.